Well, hello and welcome to another edition of the House Whisperer Show. Here we are once again at WWDB with the man himself, Jack Milne, with expert advice about maintaining your house from the roof to the basement. Professional home inspector Jack Milne. And Jack, only have a couple of more weeks in this time slot, you know?
I know. I'm getting very excited, Barry, for moving from the afternoon on a Sunday to the morning. And I wait with bated breath.
Yeah, well, back in the old days, a long time ago, there used to be a bunch of home inspection, home repair shows, real estate shows. Sunday morning was the time for those kind of shows, and you are going to be it. You're going to be the guy on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock.
Well, I really hope so, Barry. I really enjoy what I do for a living, and I love to share information that, helps everyday homeowners, home buyers, home sellers, the investment guru, anything that we can do.
I love your topic for today. So it's what's in your toolbox, right?
It is. And, and I think it's a great topic because tools are like men's toys. And, we don't get to go shopping very often, but every once in a while, you need that special tool to make that job work a little bit easier. But before we kick into that segment, Barry, of course, I'd like to thank my sponsors because, without them, of course, I wouldn't be able to, be on the air. So, but I ask that you please let them know that you heard their ad on the House Whisperer Show. So, running through my buddies here, Burrow Exterminating, it is now May. And, if you see any evidence of wings or body parts, carpenter ants, carpenter bees, reach out to Rob Bruno at Burrow Exterminating. Their phone number is 610-586-5640. Over the last few weeks, I've been seeing a lot of Bucksmont inspections. It seems as people are moving further and further away from the cities, they're getting more involved with on-site sewage systems as well as their evaluations. So Bucksmont Inspections, I really believe, are one of the best organizations out there. So if you need assistance, reach out to them at 215-669-4213. Pest Blaster, very proud of Michael Cantor. He's been on the air with me quite a number of times, and he just got a license for the placement of radon canisters in New Jersey. And that's a great feather in his cap, very proud again. So they do radon, mold testing, wood-destroying insect evaluation, and pest removal. So their number's great. It's 215-295-5555, but they serve both New Jersey as well as Pennsylvania. BrainFleshGear.com, I got my shirt, shirts about a week or so ago, and we're actually doing a motorcycle trip to Kentucky in July, and they came up with some really cool concepts. So visit the website at BrainFleshGear.com, see what they come up with, and maybe they can help you out too. And, of course, Tri-County Inspection Company, a company I'm very well proud of and have been in business since 1985, served over 71,000 clients in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, and we actually serve 15 counties. So if you're looking to buy, sell, list, invest, anything that you need as far as inspecting a property, we can help you through that. So our phone number is 215-295-2030. Lehigh Valley, 610-346-7880. And let's give you a number down there in Chester County, which is 610-296-2004. And I can't forget my Jersey clients at 856-853-4224. So before we kick in, I like to visit the email box. I ask that you have any questions, comments, get back to me because you never know if I'm going to read them on the air or not. But today's Christine's turn, and Christine was from media. And she sent an email to me about the show where you that was called Where Do You Want to Live? And her comment was, Jack, I heard that show and you were right on. A simple question that my husband, Scott, and I pondered for quite some time. Scott works in Philadelphia. We got married 2 years ago, rented for a while. Now we're ready to buy a house and raise a family. You brought up some great points that made both of us think a little bit more. Thanks for what you do. Well, Christine, thanks for the response. Life decisions aren't easy and can't always be made quickly. So you have to look around. You want to consult with a realtor. And Christine, maybe I'll hook up with you and Scott and once you've made that big decision. But again, all my listeners, please email me at thehousewhisperer@gmail.com. And for previous shows, visit thehousewhisperer.com. And, of course, enjoy the podcast. I'm going to get that word out right one of these days, Barry.
Yeah, me too.
At www.dbam.com if you miss me. And, by the way, like we said at the beginning of the segment, countdown, 6/1/14 at 11 a.m. I'm moving to the morning with Barry and WWDB, so wake up, smell the coffee, and listen to the House Whisperer. So let's get started. What's in your toolbox? Folks, every inspection, I ask my clients if they are handy or not. And some have a few skills, and some know their limitations. That's okay. Some clients lean on friends and families, and that's okay too. But keep in mind, at some point, the beer only goes so far, and mom and dad can't be there every weekend. Your good friends have obligations too. So finally, here you are alone without support of anybody, and you have to face the facts. Bottom line, you need tools so you can try it yourself. Now, one of the reasons I'm doing this show now is that Father's Day is around the corner, and tools always go on sale for Father's Day. And it doesn't matter if you're a father or not. Look to the Sunday papers over the next few weeks, for your Sears stores, Lowe's, the Depots, Ace Hardwares, any of these places where you get that filler, as I like to call it, on Sunday. Now, I know, like I said earlier in the show, guys don't particularly like to shop, but hey, once a year, let's do it. So before we kick in, Barry, if you don't mind, why don't we hit the commercial break, because I got a lot to talk about.
All right. I am ready to hear what you have to say, so we'll do that break a little bit early, and then that'll give you free sailing about what's in your toolbox. We'll be right back right after these very important messages. You're listening to the House Whisperer Show on WWDB with Jack Milne. Stay tuned for more.
Boro Exterminating has been specializing in wood-destroying insect inspection and control for over 40 years, serving Philadelphia and the surrounding counties. All inspectors are state certified and ensure providing their clients with professional inspections and treatments. Boro not only performs conventional termite treatments, but also handles special services like historic buildings and homes with wells, creeks, or ponds. The client is assured that all treatments will be performed safely when you hire Boro to do the work. They also provide radon testing in their service area. Boro's full-time office staff is available to help you schedule an appointment. Just call 610-586-5640 or send an email request to boroinspects@verizon.net. That's 610-586-5640 or email at boroinspects@verizon.net.
Specially created t-shirts by BrainFlushGear.com offer the extreme sports enthusiast an opportunity to have a clothing line available that suits their sport. BrainFlushGear.com understands that when we get the moment where we can jump on our motorcycles, wave runners, surfboards, snowmobiles, or skateboards, it can be priceless. They offer custom artwork including silk screening, transfers, and embroidery. Speak to one of their consultants today, and they'll help you create your own Brain Flush. Visit BrainFlushGear.com or email them at contact@BrainFlushGear.com.
For your septic inspection and testing needs, please consider Bucksmont Inspections. They've been serving the Bucks and Montgomery County areas for over 15 years. As members of the Pennsylvania Septic Management Association, the Pennsylvania Association of Sewage Enforcement Officers, and the Pennsylvania Association for Professional Soil Scientists, Bucksmont Inspections can inspect your existing septic system or test for your new septic system placement. Please call Rob Bowie at 215-669-4213 and say you heard their ad on the House Whisperer Show.
As the summer months quickly arrive and the temperatures gradually rise, so do the odds of all those filthy and unwanted critters invading your home like rodents, roaches, termites, and flies. Oh my! This summer, if you want to feel safe and secure from a possible creeping, crawling disaster, do yourself a favor and call the exterminating experts at Pest Blaster for all your pest control needs, including tests for radon and mold. Please visit pestblaster.com and you'll be sold. 215-295-5555.
Tri-County Inspection Company has been providing professional home inspections, commercial inspections, and historic property evaluations for over 25 years. Tri-County Inspection Company covers 13 counties, serving both New Jersey and Pennsylvania. They've performed inspections for over 70,000 clients and are members of the American Society of Home Inspectors, as well as the Pennsylvania Home Inspectors Coalition. They are licensed in both Philadelphia and New Jersey. For all of your real estate transactions, call Tri-County Inspections at 215-295-2030. For their New Jersey clientele, call 856-853-4224. In PA, call 215-295-2030. In New Jersey, 856-853-4224.
And we're back with Jack Milne, the House Whisperer, with a fascinating subject today about your toolbox. What's in your toolbox? And Jack, it's all yours.
So first off, you have to buy a good toolbox, and you want it to last a lifetime. So my suggestion is do metal. Forget the plastic stuff. It's probably going to get heavy, and as you will be adding to it over and over and over time, it should have some drawers. And my suggestion, I'm going to be giving you some numbers throughout this segment today. You probably want to spend $50 to $100 on a good toolbox. My dad passed his toolbox on to me, and you know what's really cool? It can go from generation to generation. And the tools start with a storage facility. So buy it proudly, and believe me, your kids will appreciate it. Now, once you got the toolbox, I think the first thing that everybody needs is a hammer. And buy a good hammer. Now, we've seen a lot of different hammers out there. We have the S-Wings, which is a metal-framed hammer with a very thin slide beneath the head of the hammer. You have fiberglass and you have wood. But from my experience, I like the S-Wings. Now, it's a little bit pricey, $25 to $30, but this is the hammer that framers use when they build homes. And I'll tell you what, it's got a shock-resistant handle. It's worth every cent. So start with a good hammer. You're going to have it for the rest of your days, and it's not going to splinter if you miss the nail. So I like that, and it's going to last as long as your toolbox. Now, the next thing is a tool belt. Now, remember Tim the Toolman Taylor? He always had his tool belt on. And it's an important part of your ensemble. So I don't know if guys have ensembles, but, you know, you want to have it so it's got a couple pouches. You also have to buy the hook, you know, that'll hold your hammer, and that's going to add another $5 to $7 onto the cost of the tool belt. But again, $20 to $30, and believe me, it does take some time to wear it in. So you want to wear it with a leather belt, and you want to have the pockets for your tape. You're going to have your screwdrivers. You're going to have other small stuff like pencils, nails, screws, picture hooks, and all this other assorted small stuff. So I kind of like one that drapes across your midline. Again, you have room on the left and the right for the hammer hook. A tape measure. Go for at least 25 feet, but I kind of prefer the 30-foot tape. You want to have a strong tape so you can extend either across the floor or across the wall without collapsing. Okay, so personally, I would probably buy this from Sears. If you get a Craftsman tape and by some means it breaks or cracks, you actually get a new one. Okay, so all Craftsman tools, or most anyway, are guaranteed for life. And for a good tape, you're going to spend $15 to $20. Now, I have to make sure that you know the difference between a Sears tool and a Craftsman tool. A Sears tool is typically a little bit lesser quality. Craftsman, you're going to pay a few bucks more, but at the end of the day, if you ever run into any issues, it goes back. A screwdriver. How simple can that be? But today's screwdrivers, you can spend as little as $5, and you can get what I call the multi-head screwdriver. You get both the fat as well as the skinny Phillips head, and also the fat and skinny slotted screw tip. But what I also like, and it's really handy, is that when you take out the bits, you're left with hex heads that fit two different variety of hex head screws. So for $5, you're getting this multi-tool that can handle a bunch of different things without having to constantly swap out your screwdriver. So that, I think, is one of the simple things that should be in every toolbox. How about a 2-foot level? They run about $20. Get the aluminum ones, stay away from the woods. The aluminum ones are nice and light. They're going to have a couple floats on there to make sure you're either level going left to right or plumb going up and down. And, of course, if you're hanging your shelves or you're hanging picture hooks, if it's at a level, everyone's going to know. And electric levels are new and easy to use. They may be around the same price. I also like to use stud finders because if you miss the stud and you're trying to hang that shelf and it falls off your wall after you hung it, you miss the stud. So, again, all these little devices are all about $20 and will help you through it. How about wire cutters and trimmers? And I believe this should be in every toolbox because from speaker wire to Romex, I used to use my teeth, to help splice the wires and strip them.
I'm sure your dentist is happy to hear that.
Well, Barry, I'm almost 60 and no cavities yet. God bless.
All right, good for you.
But a good wire cutter and trimmer, $10 to $15. And along with that, there's this device called a tick tracer, and as well as a receptacle tester. Now, a tick tracer measures current. So if you're about to dabble with that switch, that receptacle, the lamp fixture, whatever the bride wants you to repair or replace, you'll always want to verify that it has current or it doesn't before you get jolted. So a tick tracer is a very handy tool to use. Fits in your pocket, will definitely fit in your pouch and or your toolbox. The other thing is called a receptacle tester, and I use that as a home inspector every day because I want to plug the device into a receptacle to make sure that it has the proper grounding because reverse polarity can lead to shock. A receptacle that's not grounded will not protect the devices of which you plug in. So they're about $8. Plus, you can get the type that will test for GFCIs, which is a fancy name for ground fault circuit interrupters. So the tick tracer, receptacle tester, about $10. So you're getting away cheap with a lot of these tools, and they're all affordable, and that's what I like about this segment. Now, how about a square? A square, most of you may recognize as having a 12-foot ruler and then a guide or a slide. And this helps you make the perfect 90s and or 45s. So if you're cutting trim or you're cutting studs, once you measure that on your tape, get a pencil, strike it. Now you can use your level to strike the line, cut it, and you'll have straight boards every time. These two, $20. Get the type that has the metal ruler and the metal guide. I think they're the best, and again, all these suggestions I'm giving you will last a lifetime. So don't go wrong. Buy it right and buy it once. I like these couple of things. Telescoping mirror and magnet. Now, sometimes it's hard to see around corners, and the mirror with a flashlight will help. And I use mine fairly often as a home inspector. But what happens as you're doing work and you drop the screw or bolt you're working with, and it ends up in the perimeter drain or worse, falls into a sump pit? The magnet will become your best friend. So these are two things that you may not use all the time. Hey, but for anywhere from $5 to $8 each, I think it's a good addition to the box. Package sets. Now, again, you might see these at the Lowe's and the Depots and at your Sears. And this is where you can buy multiple tools at once. And these can run anywhere from about $20 to over $100, depending on your budget. But what I think about are screwdrivers. You can always use from the tiny jewel type screwdriver all the way up to what I call the BAS, which is a big blank screwdriver, pliers, vice grips, clamps, sockets. Now, sockets are always versatile. I think it should be part of every toolbox. It may not fit in the toolbox, but I think, when you have to start ratcheting and bolts and nuts and trying to get these things either apart or together, it should be part of your toolbox. And I think a good, reasonable quarter-inch set, again, $20, 3/8-inch set can run anywhere from, I'd say $30 to maybe $75, depending on how many heads you choose, as well as half-inch drives. But don't forget extensions for your socket wrenches, too, because those two can come in a set. And these are all good things. Again, the prices may vary, but again, right now I think my show should be sponsored by Sears. So buy Craftsman as they are guaranteed. Again, the Sears brand may not be. I'm going to make a little bit of a tangent here and touch on power tools. And I know you've been waiting for this part, so let's make a left turn real quick. First off, everyone asks me about these battery-powered tools, the 9-volt batteries that are rechargeable. And personally, folks, unless you're a professional and you're dealing with these tools every day, I don't suggest them, because when batteries sit without being charged, they're going to just decline in power. So now when you're ready, it's Saturday morning, you've had your coffee, now you're getting ready to jump into this project, you throw the battery in the bottom of the tool, and it's dead. So is your project. So I believe in corded tools for my homeowners. Again, in my occupation, yes, I do use lithium batteries for a lot of my tools, but, folks, I'm using them every day. And I charge them once a week, so I'm ready for that full week. But I would suggest that you go to the corded tools. 3/8-inch drills, I think they're probably the most versatile drill that you can buy. I like Ryobi, DeWalt, Milwaukee. I think these are probably one of the best manufacturers that you can pick up. And again, I like the philosophy, buy once. A good 3/8-inch drill, anywhere from $30 to $50. You're going to, at one point, have to buy a circular saw, and the most popular is usually a 7.25-inch saw. Once again, you're going to spend at least $40. It can go up to as much as $80. Keep in mind, it may not fit in your toolbox, but it will help build the shelves that you can construct to store these power tools on. And believe me, guys, I've got 2 sets of shelves for all the stuff I have. But, it starts with your tools. Drill bits. Now, I tell my clients, buy a good set. And you should, really go from the finest drill bit to at least a 1/2-inch to a 9/16-inch drill bit. Most 3/8-inch drills will handle these sizes. And I have a philosophy that good drill bits are like fine knives. You may pay a little bit more, but by far you do get a better product. So anywhere from $20 to $40, I think you'll get yourself a very good set of drill bits. And that kind of leads me to a good utility knife. This little guy you're going to use constantly. And my suggestion on that, you can get them for as little under as $1.50 to about $10. But I kind of like the style that holds multiple blades, so you can switch them out on the move. So that if one end gets dull, you literally open the case, you flip it around, boom, you got a new very sharp blade to work with, and you're off and running again. So I put that price still around $10. So reasonable, and you're going to use it constantly. Well, since I know I'm almost out of time, Barry, I want to talk on 2 more things. I'll be real quick. One are extension cords. Buy a good 25-foot cord with a multiple head so you can plug in multiple devices. And finally, a good flashlight. They're cheap, LEDs, and you're going to find you're going to use them constantly. Get one with a clip. You can put it on your hat, your shirt, or whatever so you can see in the dark. So, as I always like to say before I say goodbye, please spend time with friends and family, and I look forward to seeing you next week on the House Whisperer Show.
All right, next week, another House Whisperer Show with Jack Milne, professional home inspector. And to listen to previous programs, or if you have any questions, visit thehousewhisperershow.com. And remember, on June 1st, we make the big move to mornings here at WWDB. So we have just one more show in the afternoon, and then it's 11 o'clock for the House Whisperer. A great way to start your day. This is Barry Reisman. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Tri-County Inspection Company has been providing professional home inspections, commercial inspections, and historic property evaluations for over 25 years. Tri-County Inspection Company covers 13 counties, serving both New Jersey and Pennsylvania. They've performed inspections for over 70,000 clients and are members of the American Society of Home Inspectors, as well as the Pennsylvania Home Inspectors Coalition. They are licensed in both Philadelphia and New Jersey. For all of your real estate transactions, call Tri-County Inspections at 215-295-2030. For their New Jersey clientele, call 856-853-4224. In PA, call 215-295-2030. In New Jersey, 856-853-4224.
Specially created t-shirts by BrainFlushGear.com offer the extreme sports enthusiast an opportunity to have a clothing line available that suits their sport. BrainFlushGear.com understands that when we get the moment where we can jump on our motorcycles, wave runners, surfboards, snowmobiles, or skateboards, it can be priceless. They offer custom artwork including silk screening, transfers, and embroidery. Speak to one of their consultants today, and they'll help you create your own Brain Flush. Visit BrainFlushGear.com or email them at contact@BrainFlushGear.com.